Right, okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the National University Esports League. I'm Space Yan and I'm here with Furrow right now. Tonight is week 1 of the group stages for the Super 8. If you haven't been here before, I'm just going to explain the layout as well as what's going to happen tonight. The New L is split into 3 divisions. The top 8 teams compete in the Super 8, the 32 teams compete in the 2nd division, and the remaining 58 teams will compete in the Open division. Each division has a group stage that will last 2 weeks, followed by playoffs and relegations on week 3. Each team will play 2 games against teams in the same group. That means the first round of games are going to be tonight, which are going to be 3 games, and next week there will be 3 games again for the Super 8. And that will happen on the Sunday, the 20th of October. So, with me, Space, and my co-caster Furrow will be casting right tonight is Manchester Penguins versus MMUGG, followed by Manchester versus Cardiff, and then finally Aberystwyth versus the Manchester Penguins. In the description you'll be able to view all the information about Newell as well as the games we'll be streaming tonight. Now, firstly, we're going to try and get things underway with the match. As you can see, we're going to get into the picks and bans right now.
Yeah, as we can see straight away coming out from Penguins, there's the first 2 bans probably focused out on the mid lane against Infused. I'm sure is MMUGG's mid laner. Infused does play Ari. I've done a little bit of research. Ari seems to be a popular pick from him, and I'm hoping that's what Penguins have done as well, because that little bit of research can really go a far way. The second pick, Zed. Zed is probably just a champion that they don't want to play against, which is very understandable because Zed can be seen as very dangerous. And from the purple team, MMUGG, they picked the Gragas ban, Cocky and Vayne. Again, could be champs that they don't want to play, and it could be through their very own research.
We're looking now into the first pick of the game, which is actually going to lock in straight away. It's going to be Vi. Now, Vi is a really strong jungler. She's very, very potent around level 3, especially if she wants to go top lane for a level 3 gank. That can be very, very potent depending on who's going to be top lane with her. They'll want to do a 2v2 top lane. Looking into the picks for MMUGG, now they can either go with an extremely aggressive jungler like Lee Sin, maybe Jarvan for just that extra bit more pressure on the jungle, or they could be going a more utility based jungler like maybe Nautilus. Even Aatrox is open right now, so they do have a lot of options for the jungle. Looking at the bans, there are a lot of target bans here, but we're actually going to pick up the bottom lane right here. It's going to be Leona Ezreal.
Yeah, what you were saying there about the Jarvan pick, I'm probably going to expect to see Jarvan come out as a jungle pick, or maybe the Aatrox like you also mentioned, because with the Vi late on, with her engaged through her ultimate, like what you want to do is just stop the engage as soon as possible, because that is so scary. If you see that ult coming in, you need to act fast.
Yeah, definitely. With the Solar Flare coming down, it is just a huge team fight ability. But seeing Janna being picked up now, Janna is actually a lane counter. Well, as they say, a lane counter towards Leona, because of if Leona is to blade out towards Janna, she can just Howling Gale her away, completely negating the initiation from Leona. But actually, maybe not. Gonna maybe be a Zyra now. But seeing the Orianna pick up possibly, they're looking for a team fight orientated comp already. So this is probably going to be an extremely interesting match we're going to have on our hands now.
I'm already very excited. Oh, maybe the victor, but I'm already quite excited by these picks. If they do lock in, yep, the timeout is going to come on. That already is proving to be a very exciting team to watch. If what they want, like if they can chain all their abilities together like the way they're going to want to, it's going to look very nice and be very effective.
Yeah, definitely. Orianna is known as being one of the best team fighters in the game. Having the command shockwave coming out with dissonance, it's just a huge lot of damage, especially if you group up all the carries in the one position. It's a huge lot of damage across the entire enemy team. Looking now into the other picks, Volibear possible pickup. That would be very, very odd. Same with Skarner, both very movement speed heavy engages. Also, having a Zyra and Orianna, that's going to be quite hard for Skarner or a Volibear to actually get on top of people.
Yeah, especially with the Zyra, you can't walk towards a Zyra. you will probably be snared pretty quickly. And just to touch again on the Oriana, combining the Oriana with the Vi is the ultimate ball delivery system. You know that ball is going to land on someone if you put it on Vi.
Looking now, Annie being picked up in mid lane possibly? Well, I mean, I couldn't imagine it'd be support now as Leona, but Annie mid lane against Oriana. Now, as a mid laner myself, it's quite hard, although we just had a problem there. Just gonna
I'm
go
sure we'll try and find out what's happened here. And oh, we've got a disconnect.
Yeah, Miss just disconnected, so we're gonna just wait about a minute or so on the game coming back. Sorry about the delay, guys. EU West is not exactly known for its stability today, so we're just gonna get everyone back into game. So, Gary, who would you say is gonna possibly take away the game tonight?
I'm preferring the Penguins champion picks so far, just out of preference from the champs in general. I'm a big fan of Vi in the jungle. I picked her up just as soon as she was released and took her into the jungle and had so much fun. So it's always exciting to see her played. And the Oriana, those shockwaves, like everyone holds their breath when they see a shockwave coming out, because if a shockwave lands, that's probably going to be an engage or a kill. If it misses, that is a huge disadvantage for your team if you miss a shockwave.
Yeah, just to clarify, guys, we're gonna have the same picks and the same bands as such, if they can remember them. But the picks will be the same, so there's not going to be any changes up until where Moose was going to be picking. So you will be seeing the Leona and the Ezreal. You will be seeing possible Jarvan coming out there. Penguins will be picking up, if I could remember correctly, they picked up Vi, Zyra, and Oriana. So, and the bans were actually Gragas, Ari, Corki, Vayne, Zed, and Kate. So we're gonna have the same picks and same bans up until that point. So we shouldn't have any problems getting the game set up. And another clarification for this game in particular, Jinx, due to the votes, will not be available for this game. Both teams just don't want her to be a problem. So we're just gonna disable her and not have anyone pick her this game, just to make things fair for both teams. So we're gonna get back into the pick and ban phase now, so we'll let you guys get in now.
Yeah, we should see this come out pretty quickly. Everyone knows what they're picking, what they're banning, up until Moose, of course. Which I'm not sure if he locked in that Nocturne there before the disconnect.
I think it was between the Nocturne and the Jarvan, so I personally would prefer a Jarvan, but I'm like, having a Nocturne is very strong. Okay, so it will be the Nocturne getting locked in. It's a good call there, Gary. Nice eye.
Yeah, the Nocturne, I too would have preferred Jarvan in this situation, but we'll need to see. The Nocturne, they've obviously got a reason behind it. They're not just going to pick it for no reason at all. So I'm quite excited to see how that's going to go.
Yeah, definitely. See, when you have paranoia hitting a team and just completely denying vision, and you just don't know what's going to happen next. I would actually prefer the Nocturne on Penguin side, although Vi is really good as a ball delivery system with Assault and Battery. So either way, Oriana is going to be able to get our ball in there and, land the shockwave. Looking at MMUGG's team, we're going to have a Shen pickup, so we're going to have to rely on the mid lane and the AD carry doing a lot more damage. Okay, not Sion. Sion will not be being picked.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm excited if they do, because AP Sion's one of my favourite things to do ever. I remember back in the day of you doing mobility boots and 2 orange rings, running down a bot lane and just making everybody hate you. It was good fun, but I highly doubt they would want to do something like that. As you can see, Draven's being picked up. That's interesting.
Yeah, the Draven picks. Yeah, that's quite an uncommon pick. Just now, just through the change, there was quite recent changes actually, wasn't it? And
yeah,
that's seen quite a decline in his pick, right?
Yeah, what happened was what I believe was 3.09 was they changed Draven Draven's passive from a bleed to a new passive, which is adoration stacks. Oh, okay. And when he catches his axe, he gains adoration stacks, and when he kills someone, he gains the gold which has been stacked up by catching his axes, which, to be honest, wasn't really something that people wanted, but Riot did implement it, so it does do well if he snowballs, because it does pay off, but you need to do something really special to actually, get to that point with Draven, so hopefully we get to see some really interesting plays from the Draven.
Yeah, no doubt. And one thing we didn't that we did miss was that Danny wasn't brought in again. I'm guessing that might have just been.
Well,
I don't know.
There was a disconnect, so
yeah. I'm surprised the Lux is going to be picked up here because they did leave Twisted Fate open, and I know that Infused plays a lot of Twisted Fate. So I'm surprised at that, but again, it could be just for the team comp that I want to play.
Okay, we might be a little bit slow into the spectation mode because it seems that the client seems to be bugging up a little. So if I do not go into spectator mode instantly, forgive me guys, but as you know, the servers aren't exactly amazing right now.
Yeah, not really.
But this should be really exciting. Both teams are going for that huge team fight. Lux will be much more powerful when it comes to skirmishes because she does have the catch more than Orianna does. So even at light binding hitting 1 or 2 people, like, they could be dead from that instantly, because as soon as she puts out her ultimate, I was gonna call it Finale's Funkin', but it's not called that anymore, so we're gonna call it Final Spark. When she hits someone with that, that's just gonna obliterate their health, and it's gonna be really interesting to see how the teams are going to carry out. Both Ezreal and Lux have long range ultimates to spread across an entire enemy team, and when you have like a Leona ult splitting across the entire of Penguins, that's going to be one heck of a cleanup. So they're going to have to play this really well.
Yeah, no doubt. Who do you think, in your opinion, who do you think is going to walk away with the win here?
Personally, it's very hard to tell, because if I look at top lane right now, Irelia and Shen. Now, Irelia is very strong in the 1v1 scenario and does overcome Shen over time. There's even potential for kills in the top lane if they want to go for it. So I think that the early plays from Vi are going to really influence how this game's going to go. So I really do hope that I get to see Vi getting really aggressive, up in people's faces, flipping tables, and just, laying the smackdown. But even then, Nocturne can just get in about the place, completely, clear the jungle. He can hit 6 before mid lane and influence through that way. So it's really, really hard to tell who is going to win this game.
I think if Vi can... I think if it does come down to a Penguin win, it's going to be through Vi and Orianna.
Definitely. Ball delivery system. There's nothing better than Orianna and Vi, to be quite honest. Malphite, great initiation as well, but Vi definitely does beat Royal Mail when it comes to delivering packages. I can tell you that for sure.
Oh god, it's happening.
The puns. The puns are happening already. We're getting into them. So we've got about a minute left on the stream, onto the spectation, guys. So hopefully we'll get in really, really soon.
In the laning phase, what lane do you think is going to shine? Do you think there's going to be an advantage in a certain lane for one team?
It's hard to tell, because if you look at bottom lane will be very aggressive from both teams. You've got Draven. Now, Draven really needs to be aggressive to be rewarded, obviously, as passive. What is it called?
I didn't know.
No, what was it?
I can't remember
the name of his passive. It's I'll look it up. This is the best thing ever. Right, okay. I'm sure it's the League. It's the League of Draven, isn't it?
I think it might be.
It is the League of Draven. Yeah, so he needs to get these adoration stacks to become snowbally and get more items. I think that bottom lane will be very aggressive. looking at it, I think Draven and Zyra will come out on top, but it really does depend on just how good Duxbug is. I'm going to call him Duxbug. Uh, it really does depend on just how he will position with Draven and just seeing how much damage he will be putting out. But this game is really going to be difficult to call, I think, for either lane. Lux does really well, and so does Orianna. They both do really well against each other. There's not going to be much in the ways of problems in either lane unless one makes a really good play or a really bad play. So it is going to be very difficult to call which lanes are going to win. Looking at the level of each player, I believe MMUGG do have the ELO advantage, if I would call it that, having two players from Infused who are both, I believe, Diamond 1. So they do have the advantage that way. Vinny the noob actually being Diamond last season, as you can see by the very impressive border. But
Yeah,
no.
Infused comes out Diamond 1 with Vinny coming out at Diamond 5.
Right, okay. Vinny only being Diamond 5. Actually, I hit Diamond 4 just today, so I'm very happy myself.
And Shelock level 18 as well as Diamond 1.
Yeah.
So I do see the ELO advantage on one side here.
Okay. Yeah, it's just when you get to a certain point when it's Plat and Diamond, a lot of the time you will see that the ELO really, in the highest, when you get to Diamond and so forth, ELO doesn't really seem to be a great indication of someone's level. People in solo queue have a lot of different problems when it comes to solo queue. Some don't play well nicely with others, and some just don't do that well.
Yeah, it can just come down to consistency. Like, a player can play very well, but whether or not that player plays consistently very well is a completely different question.
Definitely, and it depends on who you're playing with as well. I find a lot of time in solo queue, some people just don't stick well with others, and we do see that a lot. But we're going to look into this game now. As you can see, we are going to be looking for possibly an aggressive start from both of them, looking to invade each other's red buff.
Yeah, we could probably see this happening. Both teams are positioning for your sort of basic invade. So I don't think we'll see a lot of action. Probably just the invade on each other. But we did see that Henners did put down a ward next to their own red buff, so they'll definitely know what's happening. Whereas MMUGG did not ward their own jungle.
Yeah,
Although they did have that ward, I just spotted down in Dragon River.
you will find a lot of times, and even in the finals, that people were actually warding their own red buffs and then invading. It was quite common for people to do that. But I do believe that the Manchester Uni do have the advantage when it comes to wards right now. They do have a ward, as you can see, at the Wraiths. That's going to give a lot of vision out to where Nocturne's going to be in terms of where he's starting, where he's going to be when it comes to level 3 for, as I said, that very aggressive gank top lane. So they're going to be able to find out where Nocturne is early. And if they take away his red buff, then that really does slow Nocturne down a lot.
Yeah, Shen's going to come in here, and hopefully Shen doesn't face check this. If he does, it could be an
Go.
early kill.
Oh no.
If they'd waited just an extra second, that would have been I don't want to say an easy kill, but it could have been an early kill going over to Penguins.
Definitely. Just going to pick up that red buff and walk away from that. I was quite surprised they didn't just wait a second. They knew Shen was there, and I thought they might have wanted to put a little bit more pressure on before just finishing off that red buff.
Yeah, Nocturne's just heading towards to pick up the enemy red, and I reckon after that it'll be a sort of basic jungle clear, get to a level 3, and hopefully aim for, like you said, that early aggression.
Yeah, looking at it now, they're going to be doing a 2v1, and actually having quite a lot of problems just down in the red buff. Nocturne is going to take away that red buff, but Irelia just trying to be a bit of a nuisance. She's not going to get any farm before the bot lane. Well, Ezreal and Leon are level 2, so she's not wasting any time or experience or gold by doing such a thing like that. So it's not too bad to play, and it also gives them a little bit more indication as to where Nocturne's going to be next.
Yeah, and we see that we're not particularly seeing that early aggression that we're thinking about. Just with the 2v1 lanes, I reckon with a 2v2, we probably would have seen a lot more aggression, but just now it does seem to just be basic normal laning phase.
Yeah, and looking at 2v1s, Irelia isn't as strong in a 2v1 scenario as, for say, Shen. Shen has a lot more sustain. Not only that, but his taunt can cause a lot of problems for people who aren't too experienced of playing against a Shen in a 2v1 lane. If he manages to get off his Shadow Dash and onto an AD carry or support, they're going to be in a lot of problems and probably having to go, you know, burn a summoner or two. And that could be a huge problem when you're looking to
We've got quite a lot of action going on up top, but the ignite doesn't land. But could the plant finish at flash? There we go.
Very
flash,
nice first blood
auto.
right there on Draven. Really good aggression. Quite sad I didn't get all the action right there. Well, that's
yeah.
really
So
good.
first blood goes to Draven, and first blood on a Draven is scary, no matter who you are.
Oh, definitely. And once they look to rotate and get this tower, once they go into a 2v2 scenario bottom lane, Draven and Zyra are going to have an extremely scary presence against Ezreal and Leona, especially with that first blood.
Yeah, no doubt. I reckon with that, you'll probably see a lot of careful play coming out from MMUGG just because of that. Just because you don't want to let a Draven get any more early kills. First blood is bad enough, but giving them the second kill, third kill, almost spells GG unless you can pull it back.
Definitely. Just looking at where Nocturne is right now, he is just going to be trying to see if there's anything he can do for Shen. Shen's just going to try and farm up as best as he can, even though he is half of the creep score that Aurelia is right now. He will not be able to influence the lanes as much as Vi early game, but if he does farm up because he does have the jungle clear advantage on Vi. Oh, we have a little bit of aggression bot lane. Aurelia will take some harass right there, but not too much. Again, down in the mid lane, not going to be very much happening. They're going to be on both sides, so we're not going to see much here, but possibly another kill. As you can see, they're both going to back off right there. There's not enough that either mid laner can do about that. They were both so they didn't really have any damage other than the auto attacks. And as you know, in an AP, not exactly a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think that was just a bit of unfortunate timing. Both mid laners, like you said, were completely out of mana, and nothing really happened. The poke from an AP carry auto attack isn't very threatening, unless of course Lux does get that passive on you, but even then, she was still out of mana.
In saying that now, both of them are probably going to pick up the chalice. Yep, they do. So they aren't going to have the mana problems anymore, and they are going to go for the Athenes early, which is going to give both of them the mana regen and some protection against each other. So we will see a lot more action in the mid lane because they will be able to spam spells more and not be punished by being out of mana all the time. So probably going to be a bit more exciting in the mid lane.
Lux is actually pulling quite a lead in terms of CS, being able to pick up the Doran's Ring and Boots on top of the Chalice, so we could see an advantage begin to form in the mid lane for MMUGG.
Definitely, a Doran Ring being 400 gold more it does just give them that bit more. Also picked up Boots as well, so there will be a distinct advantage for Lux right now when it comes to laning and having that pressure. Just looking at the top lane now, is that we have Nocturne is just going to sit with Shen and just try and clear the wave to try not to let the tower go down just right now. It's the last thing they want is to have the tower down before their bottom lane takes down bottom tower. So just going to take away the CS, just stop it from trying to siege that tower so early.
Another thing to pick up on is that Shen is now level 6 as well, so we could see that ult coming out if we see any aggression somewhere else on the map.
Definitely, just to expand on that, it will be difficult for Shen to use that now. The fact that Roots do.
We do see quite an engage going on up top. Shen lands it onto Zyra turret, taking Zyra down to the very bottom. The ignite doesn't go out. Oh no, sorry, the ignite from Shen does take Zyra out, but they'd pick up both Nocturne and Shen in the trade.
I'm looking forward to this. The League of Draven starting to become a nuisance, and we will be seeing a lot of plays coming out from these guys more often. Nice to see Draven being used to good effect right now.
Zyra did pick up kill onto Shen, but Draven picking up a kill and an assist through that. Didn't die. That's you go and a turret on top of it. That's just going to probably help snowball Draven even more. We see quite an engage going on. The Shen ult does come down. We can see Shen appearing down the bottom lane. Can we see the taunt come out? Taunt misses on the Vi. Leona goes down, and Vi needs to look to escape now. The ult comes out, drops down on Ezreal. Ezreal barriers. Ezreal shifts away. Can the kill be picked up? Nocturne coming in. This could be a dead Aurelia.
Yeah, definitely right here. Aurelia just going far too deep for a kill, and none of our team can really help her here.
Oh, the Zyra ult comes out and saves Aurelia.
It was a really good pickup there, although I'm quite surprised that they did not have a lot of damage to take down Aurelia. Although that's now a huge pickup, they take down Ezreal right
Zyra
now.
just walks through and auto attacks Ezreal down.
This is just going Penguin's way right now. Oh, and a huge laser damage right there.
Yeah, that's the combo you were talking about earlier. Even just with that Doran's ring, the damage from it is ridiculous if you don't have any magic resist.
Definitely, and poor Zyra being one of the squishiest champions in the game, when that final spark is going to be right across your face, you are going to feel some pain.
This is the type of action we were expecting once that first tower did go down, and we did see a ping coming from Penguins to start dragging. This could possibly go uncontested with absolutely no wards around, although Orianna's about to walk by a ward on her way down. Yeah, the ping comes out from MMUGG, but it's too late. The true shot barrage comes round for an attempt at a sneaky kill, but too late this time, Israel.
Well,
we see the flash engage go in. This
down. That's a double kill possibly.
Aurelia is just not giving a damn. Forcing the flash out of Nocturne to go chase the kill. Aurelia just... no one seemed to care about Aurelia there.
It was very silly of Aurelia and Vi just to try and recall within there. They should have just tried to recall somewhere else that they didn't know was in vision. So that was a really good pickup from MMUGG right there. Just trying to pick up a kill there, get Ezreal back into the game, try and get that Triforce ASAP, because Draven now has a Bloodthirster at 10 minutes, 11 minutes into the game, and he's a really scary axe thrower right here.
Yeah, and we've got this 2v2 bottom lane going on now. Oh, but a lot of action going on. The Draven ult, the Lux ult comes out, just missing Orianna and missing out on the kill.
Very close right there. Final spark is becoming something of a problem right now, and Orianna is just getting forced out of lane left, right, and center. As you see right there, again, Lux is still out CSing Orianna right there, just because of how much damage, how much pressure Lux is putting in that lane.
Yeah, it's always good to see a good Lux player coming out, and the CS difference is now just stretching to 30, and that just spells trouble for Orianna. Orianna's going to need to maybe pick up a couple kills, take some time, farm up, but just now she is behind.
Yeah, just wanted to point out that both me and Gary are from a more Scottish place than most of Scotland.
Oh yeah.
So you will have him. Well, Gary, you're from Glasgow, aren't you?
Yeah, proud Ouija.
Yeah, you are a bit of a Ouija. Me myself, I'm from Dundee, so I just thought we would make it clear to you that we weren't exactly British as such. We're gonna have an engaged top lane right now.
Not a lot's going to come from it.
That's a huge cooldown right there, and Vi does manage, I believe, to take that red buff. Or was that a red buff?
No, not sure. No.
No, I think, is that...
Oh, got a bit of an engage going on bottom. Draven just not giving a damn. The exhaust does comes out that can... Oh, yep. Oh, sorry, I'm getting very flustered.
Oh, here we go. Zyra actually taking him down. Zyra's actually pretty fed right now.
Yes, it's GG Zyra.
Yeah, well there we go. Ben Siren, now she can get her Leandries. There's a lot of problems you see when the support is actually the one picking up the kills. Looking at
Yeah, that is
Draven,
not what they want.
Draven's actually not going to go for Last Whisper
We
next.
see
He's
an
actually
engage
going
going
to
on, the
go.
shockwave coming out onto Lux with Vi on top. Lux is not moving, the final spark comes out, hoping to pick up the kill before she dies, but all walks away with about 5th health left.
Definitely, right there. That the amount of damage that Lux was putting out there was insane. But 2 versus 1 right there, with Vi just being able to completely negate how much damage she's going to be doing, just taking that free kill out. When Lux hasn't got flash up, she has absolutely no way of getting away from anybody, apart from her binding and her with her shield and her slow is just not going to be enough, especially when you're a Vi. And when you proc assault and battery on anyone, no one's stopping you from getting to your target because you've marked them for death.
Yeah, even if the Lux Q comes out, it's not going to do a thing, the damage will apply, but the assault and battery will still come down, and the Lux did still fall. We're seeing a lot of ward control coming out from Penguins as well just now, and I think that's really going to help sort of cement the lead.
But what we
And the
haven't
CS
seen,
difference, Oriana has caught up a little in the CS difference, and we do see another engage going on up top, but Shen's just going to walk away under turret for safety.
scoreboard, there we go.
We're going to see Draven going aggressive again, forcing the flash out of Ezreal. Leona can't do a thing, the ult does come out, the Draven ult comes down and just misses Ezreal. The flash force from Leona, directed camera taken away from the action, thanks for that. And top turret, number 2 comes down. Penguins just really showing their strength.
See when you just do it manual, like a man, that's when you pick up all the stuff, isn't that right guys? We got this. So what we're going to see is actually in top lane. Penguins are just going to pressure top turret. They are that far ahead. When you're 5,000 gold ahead, you can just sit there and ignore Shen while trying to take turrets like that.
If they wanted, they probably could have killed Shen at that point, but I think the turret damage might have built up a little bit.
Looking at the builds, Vi actually hasn't even finished her golem yet because she's sitting on 1.3 thousand gold right now, so she could go back and finish that, which I think she will do after these golems. Just picking up some major items which she really needs so that she can be more of a problem and a threat for MMUGG.
Yeah, especially once you get. Oh, we do see the engage coming in from Nocturne. Oriana's got the fear's going to land. The Lux Q comes out. The shockwave lands onto Lux, but no damage comes from it. Vi has to just walk through there. She knows there's no reason for her to be there.
Yeah, it was quite unfortunate. The dissonance didn't actually land onto Lux, so the damage didn't apply for the dissonance, which could have brought her a little bit lower. And Vi possibly could have picked up the kill because she did have Assault and Battery ready, but not being in range and not being able to apply the dissonance, just gonna walk away and leave that one kill.
Draven's picked himself up his second BF sword and a pickaxe, so you can just see his damage is just going to be terrifying now.
Definitely, he's going to look for that Bloodthirster Infinity Edge route, it seems. Just going flat out one-shotting damage. And as you can see, he's doing a huge amount of damage right now.
The engage comes in on Leona, Draven get taken down, that's a lot of damage down. Assault and Battery come down on Ezreal, hoping to take the damage out of that. The flash away from the final spark by but Vi does go down. Aurelia looks to be going down, and now Zyra possibly getting a flash over. I don't think Oriana should be here. If they can smell Oriana, she might die.
That was just a very poor team fight overall by Penguins. They got too cocky, and they weren't all there as well at the same time. Oriana was not there for that, so there wasn't a proper 5v5 team fight. Oriana really needs to be in those fights, and they cannot fight without her due to how strong. Oh god, and the shockwave, unfortunately, reverted back, so she didn't ult anybody right there.
That's just so unfortunate that happens. That can be a sign of maybe possibly an inexperienced Oriana player, or she felt maybe just a bit pressured and thought she could get the ult out before she had to back out.
Yeah, Mike has been turned down a little, although in comparison it possibly is because I did boost Furrow up a little bit just because of how quiet he was originally in the voice communication that we are using. So if there are any problems, just give me a shout in the chat and I will change it for the next game.
We see now Vi has finished that golem item, looking to build towards a runic, then a locket. No, sorry. Yeah, just looking towards a locket. And with that extra health as well, she gains, is it a percentage health shield after using an ability? Which is going to really help in her engages.
Definitely, I believe it's every... Okay, so it is every 10% of her HP. Just for comparison, yeah, it's 10%, so she is about
We see Aurelia going ham in the background. The Zyra does come out, throwing only Leone up.
Oh.
Nocturne comes in. Oh, this is it. We can see now the advantage slowly slipping from Penguin's fingers, and MMUGG just creeping up.
These team fights are just not going in the favour because they're picking the wrong fights. They're just they're pointlessly tower diving for kills that they don't need. All they need to do is just take the tower and then fight, or just back out, because trying to dive past the turret when you aren't actually that tanky. If you look at Aurelia's items, she has one item that's going to be useful, two items that are going to be useful against tower shots. She's just not that tanky to be tower diving, and same with Vi. That's another easy turret for Manchester Metro. This is going to be an absolutely huge comeback if Metro do come back in this game a little bit more. The gold advantage has gone still in Penguin's favour, but it won't be long before MMUGG do actually manage to bring this gold lead back.
Yeah, the gold lead's sort of been hovering around 4k for most of the game once Penguin got that lead. But now what we're seeing is it's slowly climbing back up. They're taking a few objectives here and there. We did see a bit of a ward fight going on, but Penguins have regained control of Baron. And if Penguins aren't careful, they could lose this lead very easily.
Yeah, it's quite a shame actually, because they have been ahead for so long. Draven is so strong right now and they just aren't using their advantage. Although the game isn't over yet, so we could see something. Orianna does use Shockwave, but doesn't actually have any damage, so she wasn't able just to kill off Ezreal right there. That was just poor decision making to be able to use such a long cooldown right there for no proper benefit.
One thing that we could put, well, I don't want to say put the loss of their advantage to, but those kills on Zyra, you don't want to get many kills on your support. We do see an engage going on up top. It looks like Aurelia could be brought down pretty easily here, completely out of position. The fear does land. That must have been a near max range fear, and Aurelia's just looking to waste time now.
Yeah, definitely. With three members of Penguins in the bot lane, Aurelia is just going to become a nuisance, and they're going to pick up a tower bot lane. So overall, you could say it was worth it, but even given that kill away is something you don't really want to do. If you look at the scoreboard now, Lux is 3-1, Nocturne's 3-1. Shen has a Randuin's now, and is going to be a huge problem, especially for Draven, who doesn't have a lot of attack speed. And if he's not going to be able to attack very much with that Randuin's now, it's going to be really difficult for Draven to be outputting as much damage because he hasn't been able to just keep up in the game.
Yeah, I think Draven's lead might begin. Well, Draven's lead is going to begin to fade now. Just Manchester United, they're catching up now. Basically, the damage is going to seem far less intimidating. The Ezreal, something I've not really picked up on. It was the Bloodthirster first came out from Ezreal, and the Phage pickup, I'm guessing, is him now going towards the Trinity Force, especially with that Mana Crystal going towards the Shield.
Yeah, that's actually quite more of a Season 2 build on Ezreal. A lot of people rushing Bloodthirster, just that extra damage, some more sustain, and then going Trinity Force. Especially now with Trinity Force nerfed a little bit, people do enjoy going Bloodthirster a bit more.
We can see Zyra horribly out of position at Dragon just now, but Vi's shown up for a little bit of backup. And it's going to be a Dragon fight with Dragon coming up in just a couple of seconds.
In this team fight, the Metro do have the advantage when it comes to this team fight, unless Penguins play superbly well, especially with the loss, the gold advantage that they have lost. Gonna Paranoia coming out, and the Shenel has happened.
Penguins being caught terribly out of position there, Zyra dropping down first, the ult wasted almost, and Vi looking to just run away. Draven trying to put down a little bit of damage, but Draven versus 5 is we can see where that's going to go.
And Dragon is going to be picked up from Metro right now. As again, out of position, not everybody being there. It's just, and then that's possibly a Lux and Vi being killed right there. Going to get out fine with Flash, but losing a summoner is not really what you want to do.
Now, we do see the taunt landed onto Aurelia. It's cleansed away. Stun coming out from the shockwave coming down, catching out Nocturne and Shen. Leona going down, Assault and Battery coming down onto Nocturne, Shen looking to run away. Can the Ignite take down Nocturne? It does. Orianna picking up, oh, sorry, a second kill of the game.
Right there, just Aurelia being like strong enough as well with Vi being the two tankier members of the team, being able to just sit there and fight. They're going to take up another free turret in the game. So overall, Penguins did manage to bring that back, but it's very, very difficult to gauge on where everyone is in this team because some want to fight, some want to split push, and they're not all there at the same time. If everyone was there at the same time and being able to fight as 5, then the team would have a better chance in a fight.
And we could almost put down to Aurelia's surprise damage there. She did just finish her Trinity Force just before that fight, so that could be like what brought that extra bit of damage out to help them win that.
Definitely, with the Sheen proc now doing, I believe, 200% of your base attack damage, it's a lot more damage than before, and Irelia being a little bit more viable now thanks to the Trinity Force changes buffs, and they had recently just got nerfed. But
oh, we see the Solar Flare being used on Zyna. Yeah, that's a bit of a waste.
No one was there again. Shen ult is down, Standing Light is down for another about, I would say, a half a minute or so. You know, Nocturne's Paranoia is up, so is Arcane Barrage, True Shot Barrage, and the final Spark is up, so we're going to have to wait for now the Leona Solar Flare to come back up.
We can see as well, Orianna chose to finish the Leandries. You could probably have left that as its first tier item and possibly gone for something with a bit stronger ability power. What do you think?
It's very difficult when you say something like Leandries. Leandries has a lot of damage on it purely because it scales off of the enemy's maximum HP, so it will do a lot more damage, but
you can see Aurelia is just melting Shen down at the moment. It could almost, if Shen doesn't want to give the kill, he could ult away, but I think he's just going to try and waste Aurelia's time. And the taunt over the wall failing there. Aurelia picks up the kill.
Right there, Trinity Force, you have a Phage proc on Aurelia, you've got Merc Treads, and you've got Red Buff. You are not getting away from Aurelia. She's just
that was even, Shen did use his randoms also, and that just hardly even phased her. And we could see Penguins rushing this Baron, but Leona coming in, Leona's diving into that Baron pit could be terrifying, especially on top of Nocturne. Just to say that was your Nocturne ult come out. Zyra ult goes down, Nocturne could be going down, he spell shields the ult knock up. Aurelia getting right in amongst the damage. Leona could be the next to fall, and it looks like Penguins are picking up this lead yet again. The Stand United coming down onto... Nope. Leona gets taken down before the Stand United can come out, and that's a waste. Stand United.
Yeah, right there, that was the team fight that Penguins did want to have. They wanted to have everybody there at the same time. They wanted to try and get their ults comboed off, and they managed to get a very successful team fight. And Draven now being extremely strong, picking up Zephyr.
Screw boots.
You know what? Who needs them, right? So overall, that as I said.
Fi's going to need to be very careful. We can see the ult combo coming down, doing a lot of damage, but the Q away, and Zyra's just sticking about to help be safe. That was a bit of a dangerous place to back from there for Vi.
Yeah, definitely. It's not the kind of place you do want to back away from. If Lux did have a bit more damage and even more penetration, she would have taken down Vi, having that free kill, and taken away the Baron buff from her as well, which would have been a very, very huge thing. Taking away Baron from any member of their team is a big victory.
Yeah, we can see Draven is getting pretty terrifying at the moment. But we can see also Orianna's caught up with the CS of Lux, picked herself up a needlessly large rod. Pronunciation. Picked up that and hopefully seen that shockwave doing quite a bit more damage because I do love seeing a big chunky shockwave going out.
Definitely. With the Leandries, it means that she's not limited herself in the senses of if they do have a lot of HP, she will still be doing damage. So overall, it was actually quite smart of her to go Leandries when she was behind, and everyone else being so tanky, she was able just to take that down damage a little bit more. And even though she hadn't have the burst, she has consistent DPS. So good pickup from Ori right there.
You can see Aurelia's also finished that Sunfire tour. Can't recall when she finished that, but the Sunfire came with Aurelia. Aurelia's always going to be in about the fight, so that can slowly burn away at you from the inside.
Definitely. Irelia now having two of her core items as such. I personally don't like Sunfire Cape, I prefer Aranduins, especially since there are about 3 auto attack reliant champions on the enemy team. Sunfire is decent for that extra little bit of damage for Irelia. It does allow her to get in about team fights a little bit more quicker.
That happens so quickly. I'm not sure if it was intentional from the Draven ult, but he did put it just a bit to the left, maybe anticipating the Lux flash away. But that's Lux flash down, dead, Draven ult down too, but picking up the kill on Lux, that's going to help a huge amount.
Yeah, just to point out right there, Lux having gone down, they've lost all of their siege potential now, which is absolutely huge. They can take down any turret they wish right now, as long as they play it right. With Draven's damage, I can see on that turret, that was like 5 auto attacks, and the turret's half health already.
And if they could have got Aurelia on that turret too, the Sheen procs, no matter what champ you play, Sheen procs will just sit and chunk away a turret.
Definitely, they are going to probably pick up this turret now if they can.
Vi did queue over the wall. No one seemed to really jump on her there. I'd say that would have been a good chance to maybe jump on Vi. Shen would have had to look a bit of a stone wall, not letting the rest of the penguins through, and Vi could have been brought down. I'm currently seeing a lot of damage being put down on Shen. That could really stop him being the defensive wall that MMUGG have used them like.
Yeah, right there, it really does show just how much Baron buff is doing for Penguins right now. Well, now that it's worn off, they were just able to heal up from so much of that anti-siege potential from Lux, just ignoring all that damage and just healing up.
And there's the first inhib turret going down, and we could almost see all 3 of these inhib turrets coming down simultaneously. Second inhib turret down now, and with Vi and Zyra up top, working on that top one, we could see come down very soon.
Yeah, all 3 turrets taken down. They haven't engaged top lane right now, although they are going to back out. They're not going to leave a kill, and first inhibitor of the game has been taken.
Well, we do see a big engaged Nocturnal coming out. Draven flashing out of the fear. The Orianna ult does come down, Zyra ult down, picking up, throwing up Leona and Ezreal. Lux, and it looks like Lux will be coming down. That was a ridiculous turnaround in that team fight, with Penguins being engaged on it and just turning it around and picking up 3 kills from it.
Definitely, and right there, that was a 4-man Orianna shockwave right there. So that was absolutely huge, and that was exactly what we're talking about, getting that ball right in the middle of the team. This should, and I say it should be right now, this should be GG for Penguins, picking up this win right here. Although they might just back out, maybe.
Maybe pick up a couple inhibs, they don't want to risk throwing it away at this point.
Definitely. It's a good call from Penguins. They managed to get one of the next turrets. They got 2 inhibs. Might even go for a third or foe.
Yeah, it looks
Shen
like they'll be
is
rushing
up now.
third. We do see an engage coming out. The grab does land on Aurelia. Aurelia's hoping to get away just now. Can she get away? The Nocturne Fear doesn't come out. This should possibly, this should be a clean disengage. It might be a bit of running, but nope. MMUGG stays back. They have to defend their base.
Yeah, right there. Now Penguins can do whatever they want within the jungle. They can pick up all the buffs and they can wait for, well, they've got Dragon has been spawned, and they can now go for Baron, which is actually going to be up in 45 seconds. So they do have the entire of the jungle is now their playground. They can pick up all the advantages and push for that final win right now. So we just see the.
I reckon we'll see them if they play through the jungle before they come to close this, they'll maybe just rush Baron, because I could see MMUGG possibly going, because that could be their sort of last ditch effort. But other than that, if Penguins can go to Baron, pick up Baron, it's going to be a walkover for the win.
Definitely. This game has been quite back and forth, and I think it's just been more of a Game of Thrones than really anything else. But Penguins did get their game into gear, and they're just going to just finish off the game very, very soon.
Although we do see Namco just sitting tanking turret, he wants to at least get one of those turrets down. And Vi just now soloing Dragon as well, just making sure that MMUGG don't pick that up. And it looks like Aurelia's just going to sit. Oh, maybe not. I think Aurelia was hoping to sort of face tank their damage and take down Inhib, but the final spark coming out onto Orianna being completely shut down here. Oh, maybe not. No, sorry, yes. Draven does pick up the kill on Lux. Aurelia's chasing onto Nocturne, and Draven's taken down by Israel. A lot happened there, and it was split over so much ground.
And right there, you can see, now they can probably pick up that third inhibitor. In teamfight overall, they just didn't have a proper 5v5 once again, but at this point in the game, can we really see a comeback from Metro? It's very, very doubtful, especially with the amount of minions that are going to be coming into the base now.
Yeah, if you come back from 3 inhibs down, 1 Nexus turret down, if you manage to come back from that, congratulations.
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit more than a Vulcan throw. I think that's possibly an EG versus Gambit kind of game. But at 35 minutes, 3 inhibs down, I'm a very doubtful man.
Yeah, Draven's now picked himself up why have I forgotten the name of this item already? The Guardian Angel. So even if he does get brought down and the focus moves somewhere else, Draven's just going to come back up and start chunking away.
Still hasn't got boots. He's a man.
Zephyr.
Zephyr, who needs boots?
Zephyr is the carry's boots.
Yeah, exactly, man. Just get the Zephyr, and you know, who needs boots when you're killing people, right?
Exactly. But we see, I'm not sure, are Penguins taking this a bit too safe, do you reckon?
I think they really should be going for, they should ward up the red side of the jungle, go for the Baron, and just finish it now while all the inhibitors are down and all the super creeps are going to be flooding into the base. As you can see, there are about 3 waves, 1 in each lane. There's no way right now.
No, Baron started as well. Leona did look to be coming in. Oh, Lux steals it with the final spark!
Oh, that must be horrible. That feeling when that was amazing.
Wow.
That was excellent. Those are very, very good steals.
It might be a Lacera before their defeat, but it was a damn impressive one. Although all these inhibitors are coming back up at the same time, and with a Baron they could look to push back.
That was very, very impressive. I just want to say GG at Lux right there. That was brilliant, but at this moment in time...
They didn't even have vision on Baron.
No, they didn't. That was very well anticipated. But the amount of super creeps that are flooding into that base, that's a...
Yeah, they're drowning in super creeps just now. Oh, the final spark comes down and melts Orianna. The Zyrel comes down, throwing everyone up. Nocturne goes in, has forced a flash out towards Draven. The Draven damage is just too ridiculous. With his Guardian Angel still up, I'm not sure they want to really focus him at this point. They put so much attention into Draven that he's now back up and picking up more kills.
He actually was critting for around 700 damage right there with his Qs, so a lot of damage picked up right there.
And that's our first game of the Super 8 going towards the Penguins. And I'm just going to remind everyone that I did call a win from the Penguins from the very beginning. I had faith in them all along.
And in the Twitch chat, there seems to be a lot of asking for the raising of the dongers. So feel free to do so.
No, that was bound to happen at one point, wasn't it?
The dongers do seem to be quite influential, so that was Space and Gat and Furrow right here. So we're going to take a break now and wait for the next game to start. So thank you for watching. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. So we'll catch
see you
you
guys
in the next game. So bye.